India, and where ISKCON was incorporated, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And Maharaj is one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples from the late 60s, and Maharaj became a member of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness here in New York, and it's an amazing testimony. Well, to Maharaj, also to Srila Prabhupada, that a person follows the practice of Krishna consciousness like Maharaj ever since then till now, right? And now that's, I guess we're talking about almost, we're like, you're like way over 50 years. So it's pretty amazing. And there's many devotees just like Maharaj who've given their lives because Prabhupada's teachings are so important. So I won't say anything more. I'll just hand over to Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So we're happy to hear from you. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you very much. This is Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 8, text 22. Purusha Sakara Partha Bhaktya Labhya Svananyaya Yasyantakstani Putani Yena Sarvam Idam Tatam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion. Although he is present in his abode, he is all-pervading, and everything is situated within him. Purport. It is here clearly stated that the supreme destination, from which there is no return, is the abode of Krishna, the Supreme Person. The Brahma Samhita describes this supreme abode as Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, a place where everything is full of spiritual bliss. All the variegatedness manifest there is of the quality of spiritual bliss. Nothing there is material. That variegatedness is expanded as the spiritual expansion of the Supreme Godhead Himself, for the manifestation there is totally of the spiritual energy, as explained in chapter 7. As far as this material world is concerned, although the Lord is always in His supreme abode, He is nonetheless all-pervading by His material energy. So by His spiritual and material energies, He is present everywhere, both in the material world and in the spiritual universes. Yasyantastani means that everything is sustained within Him, within either His spiritual or material energy. The Lord is all-pervading by these two energies. Om Jnana-Timirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurn Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Tathati Shapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrashatam Sagana Raganatan Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Shahagana Lolita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prashadhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hori Priye Vancha Kolpatarupyascha Kripa Sindho Pyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Purusha sa para partha Bhaktya labhyas prananyaya Yasyantas tani bhutani Yena sarvamidam tatam. In the previous verse where Krishna said that there's beyond this material world, there's another world. And when one goes there, one never needs to come back to this material existence. That place is called, is said to be Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. Ananda Chinmaya means made of pure consciousness, pure blissful consciousness. Nothing there is material, as Krishna is completely spiritual. His abode is completely spiritual. Here, I may be spirit, but I'm expanded in terms of a material body and then material things. But Krishna's spirit and everything expanded from him in the spiritual world is of the same spiritual nature. By his spiritual and material energies, he's present everywhere. Krishna has variegated energies. The material energy of Krishna makes up this material world. So this material world is also nothing but Krishna. Krishna is present everywhere because his energy is present here. And in the spiritual world, everything represents Krishna's spiritual energy. So Krishna is present there. Yasyantastani Bhutani. Yes. Everything is present within Krishna's energies. To enter Krishna's supreme abode, or the innumerable Vaikuntha planets, is possible only by bhakti, devotional service, as clearly indicated here by the word bhaktya. No other process can help one attain that supreme abode. The Vedas, Gopal Tapani Upanishad, also describe the supreme abode and the supreme personality of Godhead. Eko Vashi Sarvaga Krishna. In that abode there is only one supreme personality of Godhead, whose name is Krishna. He is the supreme merciful deity, and although situated there as one, he has expanded himself into millions and millions of plenary expansions. You know what plenary expansion is? Sort of, what's the word, technical language? Plenary, of course, means full, like a plenary session of Congress is a full session of Congress. So a plenary portion of Krishna means that Krishna has the capability to appear in innumerable forms at once. So the forms that are Krishna's the original form, but he appears in many other forms. The example given is that a candle, Deeparchareva Hidashantaram Abhupetya, Deepayate Vividahetu Samanatam. A candle is one, and with the first candle you can light a second candle, a third candle, 10th candle.
Good example.
And they all have the same full power. But still, one candle will be the original, and the others will be expanded from that original. So in the spiritual world, Krishna is the original person, but in the Vaikuntha, the spiritual kingdom, Krishna appears in many expanded forms as the different Narayan forms. So therefore Prabhupada says there's only one Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he's expanded into millions and millions of plenary expansions. So there's innumerable expansions of Krishna in the spiritual world. The Vedas compare the Lord to a tree standing still, yet bearing many varieties of fruits, flowers, and changing leaves. The plenary expansions of the Lord, who preside over the Vaikuntha planets, are four-armed, and they are known by a variety of names: Purushottam, Trivikram, Keshav, Madhav, Aniruddha, Rishikesh, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Sridhar, Vasudev, Damodara, Janardana, Narayan, Vamana, Padmanabh, etc. This has been explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rup Sanatan. As this world has many planets, Mercury, Venus, and so on, the spiritual world has innumerable planets. And each planet has a presiding deity. As America has a presiding head of government, the president, it used to be that the whole earth had one king. This we hear from the Puranas. And other planets also have presiding deities. So we hear that there's a presiding deity of the sun, a presiding deity of the moon, and so on. That's probably mine causing trouble. Anyway. So in the spiritual world also, all the planets have presiding deities. See that she gets some prasad.
I think it's just a temporary comeback. I think she'll come back. There's stuff's there.
So in the spiritual world, there are innumerable planets, and on each one, Krishna is the presiding deity in one of his plenary portions. And the plenary portions are Vishnu Murti, they're four-armed forms, and they have, as you know, or you may know, in each of these four hands that the Lord has, he holds a different weapon or symbol. They're sometimes called weapons, although they're not really all weapons. Shankar Chakra Gada Padma. He holds a conch shell in one hand, a wheel, which is a weapon, and Shankar Chakra Gada, a mace, club. and Padma, a lotus flower. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that there are different possible combinations in which these four symbols can be held. So Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, Padma, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Gada, Chakra, and so on. Those who are cricket math could decide how many possible combinations there are. But in any case, there are, of those combinations, innumerable iterations. So
256.
Hmm?
4 to the 4th power would be
4 to the
256.
Okay,
Atma's good in that.
I'll trust you. On each planet of the innumerable planets in the spiritual world, Krishna is present in this majestic form as the four-armed Narayan. And on each planet, he has a different name. So someplace he's called Rishikesh, someplace he's called Damodar,
Pradyumna.
Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and so on, Govinda. These forms are different from the forms found in Krishna Loka. In Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna is also known by names like Govinda and Damodar. But these forms in Vaikuntha are different. Brahma Samhita also confirms that although the Lord is always in the supreme abode, Goloka Vrindavan, he is all-pervading, so that everything is going on nicely. Goloka eva nivasatya kilatma bhuta. As stated in the Vedas, Svedashvatara Upanishad, Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate, Subhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. His energies are so expansive that they systematically conduct everything in the cosmic manifestation without a flaw, although the Supreme Lord is far, far away. So we get some understanding from the Bhagavad Gita about how God is present and how God manages the material world. This was always a question for me. And it said that God is in heaven. And you know, what does that mean? That you see a picture of God sitting on a throne, and how does he run the universe? Does he have like buttons to push? Is he like a cosmic button pusher, managing train wrecks and tornadoes and things like that? Or do things, how does it work? When we say that God is the supreme ruler of all, that God is, what does it mean? And especially once I was in my teens, it sounded rather ridiculous and far-fetched, that God is somehow sitting there, involved with all the complexities of this world. Seems weird. And if you take it, well, he's not involved, then that's weird too. How is everything going on? Or how is he in charge of the world if everything's going on without him? So that's answered here, that Krishna manages the material world through his energies. Specifically, he has his material energy, just as there's, what do we call it? The Foreign Affairs Department, External Affairs Department. There's some names for these things. I get lost in the names. But there's some department that deals with external affairs, another department for internal affairs. So Krishna manages all these things through his energies. Parasya Shakta Shaktir Vividhaiva Shriyate. Vividhaiva means variegated, varied. The Lord has all sorts of energies, just as heat is an energy, light is an energy. So Krishna has different energies, material energy, spiritual energy, marginal energy,
Right.
living beings. So through the material energy, he manages the material world, but he doesn't have to manage it. He doesn't have to get into the details. Shrishti stiti pralaya sadhana shakti reka shayeva yasya bhuvanani viparti durga. It's chanarupa api yasya cheshtate sa govindamadi purusham tamam. Its Janarupa means according to his desire. Svabhavaki means without needing supervision, automatically. Automatically, material energy is managing all the affairs of the material world according to his desire. The example is given that Maya works like a shadow. When you move, the shadow moves. So, according to Krishna's desire, when the desire is there, the material energy is at once in action to see that things are done. So, in this way, Krishna doesn't need to preoccupy himself, concern himself even with the running of the material world. He just deputes it to his own Maya Shakti, internal energy, external energy, and she does it. Even the spiritual world, Krishna doesn't manage things there. There also, everything's manifested by Krishna's spiritual energy. So, therefore it's said, Natasya karyam karnam shavidyate. And God doesn't have to do anything. It's all done by his energies. So Krishna is Purusha, he's the supreme person. And he's the supreme Para, the ultimate person. And Bhaktya Labhyas tu Ananyaya. Bhaktya means by devotional service. There are different ways to try to achieve God or God's abode. We can try by knowledge, we can try by yogic practices, we can try by pious activities, but these will not ultimately be effective. They'll not ultimately be effective. Bhaktya mam abhijananti yavanyas-chasmi tatvata. Even to know God, to say nothing of achieving God, these methods will not be sufficient. But by devotional service, Krishna can be achieved. Vedeshu durlabham durlabham. Study all the Vedas and still we won't be able to understand or reach Krishna. But by bhakti, by devotional service, bhaktya tu ananyaya. What is that? Bhaktya labhyastrananyaya. Labhya means achievable, attainable. What does Prabhupada say? Yeah, can be achieved. Bhaktya, by devotional service. Because devotional service is the energy that gives Krishna pleasure. Krishna takes pleasure in devotional service, and the original relationship between us and Krishna is the relationship of served and servant. So when we act in that natural relationship, then we can at once be restored to the spiritual world where that relationship governs everything. In the spiritual world, there's no rebellion, there's no protest, there's no dissatisfaction, gripes. It's not the relationship, it's not like the relationships with here where we, all right, we'll serve, but we're not happy about it. We want more money, we want this or that. In the spiritual world, everything is going on through loving dealings. Krishna has loving dealings with his devotees. What kind of love? Ananyaya. Anya means with something else, and ananya, with nothing else in it. These days, you know, you go to buy some product and they'll stress it's 100% coconut water or whatever it is. Means we haven't added no additives, no added sugar, no added this, no added that. It's the pure thing. And when we'll pay extra for that pure thing. What do we need the extra sugar for? The extra this, that. We want pure coconut water. So here, pure devotional service, nothing added. You don't have to mix in mental speculation. You don't have to mix in some kind of pious rituals to get some gain for ourselves. We don't have to mix in some kind of yogic discipline. Devotional service itself, in its pure form, is the highest manifestation of the living entity's consciousness, pure consciousness. So in the spiritual world, everything is going on in the form of exchanges between Krishna and his pure devotees. If we're not in pure devotional service, we can't play, and we're not eligible to go. If we're going with some other agenda or some other idea, no, you're not ready. But if there's pure devotional service, then come on. This is what we do here. There are loving exchanges between Krishna and the devotees, and you can participate, you can take part. So, bhaktya lavyas tvananyaya. By pure devotional service, Krishna can be achieved. Bhaktya mama vicharanati. So, Purusha Sapara Partha, this chapter is called Attaining the Supreme. The Supreme is Krishna, and he's attained by pure devotional service, bhaktya. Purusha Sapara Partha Bhaktya Lapyas Tvananyaya Yasya Antastani Bhutani Yen Samantata. He's everywhere by his Goloka Eva Nivasatya Kilatma Bhuta. Krishna's always situated in Goloka Vrindavan, his supreme abode, but he's also expanded everywhere through his energies and through his expanded forms. So this is explained more in Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, but Bhagavad Gita gives us this basic course. All right, are there some questions? I can add that this chanting is the simple means of cultivating bhakti. There are 9 different forms of bhakti. To hear about Krishna, to chant about Krishna, to remember Krishna. These are all different forms of devotional service. And especially these first 2 are very important, hearing and chanting. So the kirtan, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. brings us to hearing and chanting. We hear the chanting, then we chant. And then by hearing and chanting, naturally you'll think of Krishna, remember Krishna. So the chanting will promote us to that higher plane of pure devotional service. And therefore, and know, yes, if we simply chant Hare Krishna, we can purify our hearts and come to that stage of Ananya Bhakti, pure devotional service. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. And I wonder what kind of thoughts or questions there might be.
Any questions, man?
Yes.
Maharaj, for those persons who worship the Lord not in his Krishna form, and not in the mood of conjugal love. So if there is chanting that exists before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought the Hare Krishna mantra and spread it widely. So before that was the chanting. If there would chanting be done, say, to worship Lord Vishnu? Would it ever be in the Hare Krishna mantra, or would it be like Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya or things like that? Just curious. And would there be, or was it just japa in previous times, but not really kirtan? I know there could be chanting, but not kirtans.
There's two questions.
Yeah.
Or three.
Sorry.
Was the Hare Krishna mantra chanted before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time? And when there was chanting done, was it kirtan or was it only japa? There was a third question.
And then, so in previous ages, though, Krishna came at the end, right before Kali Yuga, or right at the cusp of Kali Yuga, and then so before that, typically the mood of worshiping different avatars of Krishna was not conjugal love, and so I'm wondering if there was different chants that would be chanted somewhat. Would it? Because Hare Krishna, you could chant that and be thinking of Lord Vishnu or Lord Ram. Technically, that's certainly a viable path. So I'm just sort of wondering what.
So the mantra was there. The Hare Krishna mantra is found in the Upanishads, Kali Santarana Upanishad. And the Upanishads are considered eternal. They're considered to have been manifest. Eternal Upanishads were manifest around the time of creation from the mouth of Lord Brahma. So the Vedas were there, therefore Hare Krishna mantra was there. But it didn't receive so much emphasis. In Kali Yuga, it's very much emphasized. Nata Parataro Bhaya, Sarva Vedeshu Vishuddha. There's nothing better in Kali Yuga than chanting this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
But there was chanting of God's name before, as you've mentioned, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And it wasn't only japa, but kirtan. Prahlad Maharaj loudly chanted the names of the Lord. So kirtan was also going on. And kirtan also doesn't mean only chanting, but to glorify the Lord, offer prayers to the Lord. And that's also kirtan. So, but Nam Kirtan, chanting of God's name, was also there. So It's not a Kali Yuga exclusive to Kali Yuga. It was also there. And the devotees could approach the Lord according to their desire. If they, of course, Krishna hadn't yet appeared, but all these forms are eternal. So even before Krishna appears, one can worship Krishna, or he appeared in a previous creation. So Krishna's there and known from Shastra. But if my relationship is, if I'm attracted to Ram, then I can approach Lord Ram. If I'm attracted to Vishnu, I can approach Lord Vishnu. If I'm attracted to Nrsingadev, I can approach Nrsingadev. Ye tam mam prapadyante. Tam's the type of pajamya. As one approaches Krishna, Krishna reciprocates. You want to see me as a perfect king? All right, I'll be the perfect king, and you can be my subject. If you want to approach me in some other relationship, yes, you can do that. Is that okay?
Thank you. It's very nice. Thank you, Maharaj.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I have like a weird question, but like this, you said that scripture of Upanishad, right? Was it first like it chanted Hare Rama, then Krishna? Like
In the Upanishads, it's
backwards?
in the Upanishads we find in most manuscripts that Hare Ram comes first.
Is that because of the age back then? It was
I
manifested.
can't give you a reason. That's just how it appears. There may be some manuscripts where it appears in the other order, but generally Hare Ram is there. But if you chant Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. And where's the question of what's first, what's second?
It's like Mara kind of thing.
Yeah, that Valmiki,
Yeah.
well, at the time he was a sinful person, a murderer. So he was advised, don't try to chant the name of Ram. Narada didn't try to get him to chant Ram's name, but meditate on this killing. So killing means mara. Mara. So meditate on the killing. So he's meditating mara. But it comes Rama. So in the same way, and we keep Krishna Kirtaniya Sadahari. Go on chanting constantly. If you constantly chant Hare Rama, it comes to Hare Krishna. And what else might be there in the question department today?
You're awesome.
I don't have to stretch you out if you don't have more questions, then we don't have to. Shall we, well, I'll give you my book ad for the day. This is Kirtan Standards book for those who are doing Kirtan and want to read about Srila Prabhupada's standards for Kirtan. We brought a couple copies of the book, and you're welcome to pick it up. And good, huh? Good.
Thank you, Maharaj.
It was nice to see everyone here in 26. And thank you, Maharaj.
We're very thankful to have you give us your association this evening to bless us with Krishna's divine mercy. Thank you so much. His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami Ki. Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai. Maharaj, so we did quite a long kirtan. So I think we can move right to prasadam now, if it's okay with you, Maharaj.
I'm not going to be the demon who objects.
Okay.
Well, Although usually we begin and end with kirtan, Gita Goswami says.
Okay, well then,
Just
okay, so, it overruled, happily overruled. So we do a short kirtan now, because that's how Srila Prabhupada did, and that's how we always do it in our program too as well. So we'll maintain that. So, Guneshwar Prabhu, since my voice has been stretched, would you like to lead the kirtan? Yeah. Oh, thank you. So Guneshwar Prabhu will lead the kirtan. Yeah, and then we will move on to prasadam. Guneshwar Prabhu. We passed out. But-
Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale
Namaste Saraswati Bhagavani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhaktavinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva
voice. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Jai Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jai.
So thanks everyone for coming this evening. Hare Krishna. We're gonna serve out prasadam vegetarian dinner now to everyone, and we're thanking Rupa Rudra from afar. She brought prasadam, but she couldn't be here this evening, as well as Eula Priti. Thank you both so much. Hare Krishna. Subhangana, are you needing assistance? Not at all? Okay. And